Welcome to the Uriah Jokes podcast, and you may tell by my serious tone and my forward momentum of my hands that this is more of a serious podcast than the previous podcast. That's because the Uriah Jokes podcast is going to be the leading innovator in getting you to the next millennia of podcasts. That's right, we're starting a new decade. And what this new decade is going to be is going back into the past, where we will talk with a private investigator who is now going public as the first ever public investigator for the Uriah Jokes podcast. He will be sharing stories that were once private and now are public. That's right, this is Uriah's Eyes, stories of a private investigator turned public investigator. Why do I have a script? Just stick to the script. This is a dramatization. Just stick to what the word said, and we're going to make the magic around you turn your stories that were once private into public stories.
Why do I have a script?
Just stick to the script.
Excuse me. Why do I have a script here if I'm just telling the stories I'm going to tell?
And we're going to make the magic around you turn your stories that were once private into public stories.
Yeah, I mean, well, I'm gonna tell you the stories. That's why you put me on this podcast, right? And Uriah's Eyes, the story of a pie. Are we not worried that people are gonna think that this is a pie? Would we be pies? Like I'm a private investigator who's public now.
Why are you doing a voice? You're me. I kind of figured that would be like better, like the duo voice. You know what I mean? No voice? Okay. So if you're not worried about like people think this is pie, can we change the name of this? You know? Can we change the name of this? At this point, what would you like the title to be? We can change the title, but what would you like the title to be? Uriah's Cases, the story of a private investigator. That's too long. How about Uriah's Cases, a PI life? What do you mean it's too long? It's too long of a title? You think a title? I think the video is going to be too long. People want short videos, and my story's pretty good. Can we just get to the story? Uriah the PI, the public investigator. Private or public? We'll investigate. How about that? What about Uriah's life of pie? Can we just embrace the pie part? Oh, so you want to embrace the pie part? Wait, what do you mean you want to be a private investigator who solves cases? So I'm like a private investigator, right? Who solves cases. And I'm doing these public investigations now that used to be private, but then now they're public, right? And then all of a sudden, who solves cases? I'm eating pie, and I was like, oh, I'm eating the pie, right? And then I'm like, case solved. And that's one slice of life stuff, right? You get the pie, you get the slice of life, bing, bang, boom, there you go. Oh, so you want to embrace the pie part? Wait, what do you mean you want to be a private investigator who solves cases, and on the side, he's a pie guy? So now that we have that pie, let's dive in, and don't forget that scoop of whipped cream, because I'm doing it in our voice there. I'm just gonna do whatever for dramatic purposes of these true stories. And we'll get pie. I mean, at this point, we've established, if I'm going to keep doing this, I need pie. We need pie. Whatever moves this forward, we have an entire story ready to go. And we'll get pie. I mean, at this point, we've established, if I'm going to keep doing this, I need pie. We need pie. I was 7 years old. Or I was 14. I don't know anymore. All these cases all blend together. All the people, they blend together. All the cases and all these people, they blend together. Calls after calls. But this is before all the cases. This was my first case. I was at home and I was doing schoolwork as a good kid, as my parents were off at the racetrack. And then I heard a commotion out the door. I didn't know what it was. What I knew was that when you hear a sound, you always go see what that sound is. So I put a bookmark in my book, so I didn't lose my place, so I could study harder and faster to be better and be the best private investigator. And I didn't even know I was gonna be a private investigator yet. You like what I'm doing with my hand? Just get on with the story here. Just get on with the story. I went to go check on the place, so I didn't lose my place for a living. Because if I lost my place for a living, I wouldn't be able to live on to be the private investigator that will be the best private investigator you have ever heard in the world. I looked out my window, and it was a burglar. It was a cat burglar. Which worried me because I'm allergic to cats. So I called 911, knowing I've already solved the mystery of what was going on. My first case from private to public. And you guys got the 911 call, right?
911? What is your emergency?
There's a cat burglar. There's a cat
There's a cat burglar.
There's a cat burglar trying to break into my parents' house.
Where are your parents now?
They're at the racetrack.
Are you in a safe place?
I'm allergic to cats. I hung up on 911, knowing that I would need to do this on my own. And what I knew was that my parents always had a litany of costumes in their closet. So what I decided to do was go get one of their panda heads, and then I ran out the door towards the cat burglar, who was still trying to weasel his paws onto the big screen TV that was inside. But I said no to that, even though a 7-inch screen might not be that big for you guys. It's big deal when you watch TV as a private investigator. And then the guy ran away. The cat burglar ran away so fast, landing on his feet, and he said, "Sorry, wrong house." And I knew that day that not only did I solve the mystery of the cat burglar, but I chased away any would-be cat burglars who would want to get any of their paws on any of my stuff. Case solved. And this has been the Uriah Jokes podcast case study of a private investigator who's now a public investigator going public about his run-ins with cat burglars. But if you ask me, a good cat burglar is the type of burglar that you don't even know is a cat or a burglar. And they don't even make any sounds or use any of their lives, because guess what? When you get arrested, you don't get 9 lives. You get 1 phone call, and you better make that phone call count, or you're not going to land on your feet. And this has been the Uriah Jokes Podcast, True Crime Edition.